How are you? That's good. I knew you were good. But, just come and be like, hey, how's it going? But you're right here, right now. That really is better than anywhere else to be in the world, I promise. No, I promise. But what was I gonna fucking say? Oh my gosh. I'm not the most. It's funny how that goes. I went from too much to not enough in only 13 years, give or take, or not, like less than half of that. Because when I first got this EMS diagnosis 12 years ago, 13 years ago, no, 14 years ago now, oh my gosh. So, this was in 2012 when I first got diagnosed. And then, even back then, I was like, hey, I'm gonna make YouTubes and make encouraging, supportive comment for other people in a similar condition with RRMS who don't feel like that's it for them. Like, for real, I just finished freaking college, and then I get home to Alberta, and then I go to the doctors on, I think it was over Christmas, and they're like, hey, yeah, you have proteins in your freaking blood, no, what was it, cerebral spinal fluid that may be suggestive of multiple sclerosis. I was like, yay, college. But that's okay. I can still talk. I can still mostly walk, like use all these. So I can still do lots. And my guess is that there's, with like 85% of people who are diagnosed with MS are first initially diagnosed with RRMS. The majority of those people, though, progress into some form of progressive MS, like PP or SP, that's primary progressive, or secondary progressive multiple sclerosis. Fortunately, that is not me. I don't know what happened, what it was. Oh no, I do exactly know exactly what it was. My mom was like, "Hey, try this keto diet. Let me know how that helps you feel." I was like, "Okay." So I started that with just bacon wrapped chicken thighs, eating that as a meal for like breakfast, lunch, and supper for a few days to maybe a few weeks, and then I don't know. I just went in it, presuming it was ketosis, because I freaking jumped out of bed and felt amazing for as long as I was eating like that. As long as I was able to keep sugar and that garbage out of my system. Then yeah, that set off a whirlwind, like an avalanche of I just can't get enough gym. I discovered that it really helps to feel good, and I don't want to be like, oh, I need drugs. I don't want to talk about drugs, but basically anything that you feel in your brain because of maybe some substances that you may have ingested or been given. If you feel it in your brain, it's because your brain makes it. Like working out I learned pretty quickly that just a short, maybe 15 minutes of intense, moderately intense, or not even moderately intense, just physical activity will let your brain to release endocannabinoids. That's right, cannabinoids in your brain, from your brain. So any drug that you can take, your brain's going to make. You need to give it what it needs to do that. And then, yeah, that just freaking got me going. How can I make more feel good chemicals in my brain? Found out the gym really was a way to do that. For me, anyways. And it didn't start off like that. Of course, going to the gym for the first time ever. I've never done that before. I'm like, Also, at the time I started going to the gym, I had a pretty long list of issues. Mainly, it was bladder stone, like a lime size. It's maybe about a lime size. You know how big a lime is. But stone in your bladder, in my bladder, that was effing painful. Like, and how do you explain that to somebody else who's never had a kidney stone or never birthed a child? I've never birthed a child, but I can only assume that might have been something like what it felt like. Now, mind you, I didn't freaking squish out that kidney stone because that would have killed me. So we had, I think it was called, it's going to take a while to remember the name. It's called a lithocystoscopy, I think, where they use a laser on the big catheter. They go up there with a laser, and obviously so the doctor can see, and then he cuts up the catheter, or cuts up the stone, and then pulls it out with the basket. Oh, of course, well, under local anesthetic. I cannot be awake for that. So then, yeah, that got rid of that main pain in my brain, all over my body. Well, because it isn't my bladder, it really affected everything else. If you know, you know. If you don't, congratulations. That's awesome. You're off to a good start. Keep it up. Just drink lots of water and pee frequently. What it was that freaking cause for the stone in my bladder was because the MS bladder, not fully voiding, not clearing out entirely my bladder. In fact, it got to a point where I wasn't even clearing it at all. I wasn't peeing at all because MS bladder. And so one day after the gym, I was just waiting for my bus or crossing the street or whatever, and I noticed that there was a big, it really hurt, painful. And what I assumed was, like when you take a water balloon and it's filled with water and you squeeze it, and then part of that balloon pops out, maybe like through your fingers or something. That's kind of what happened in my bladder. It's called a diverticuli. And so that diverticuli would collect urine and all the sediment that's in my urine, and because it didn't freaking get peed out no matter how much water I drank, it didn't get peed out, so it would just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate, and then sediment together and make a stone. That was how we got to where we were. I was, oh my gosh, I was probably 5 or 6 years ago now. I don't remember what I did with all my discharge reports in the hospital, paperwork and stuff. I really kind of got inundated with paperwork and appointments, and all the time while I still had this bladder stone. So it was really, 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 really difficult to do anything. You couldn't even sit there and read. I couldn't sit there and write because it was like, oh, I gotta go pee, like all the freaking time. Every time I get up and go pee, and then I have to go pee again, which was extremely frustrating for whatever friends I had at the time. They had to get up and carry on with their lives, so I don't see them much anymore. Which, I'm sad, of course. I don't want to be not with them, but also don't want them to have to be like subject to the, I don't know what kind of words I'm trying to use. I was gonna say tyranny, to the tyranny that I'm under with the pain of the MS and stuff, and always freaking excuses that really, who can say no to it? Oh, you got an MS problem? Well, suck it up. Whatever, go deal with it. You can't freaking do that. You really can't do that. And I didn't want to have them just be there where I am, where they don't need to be there. They got a life to carry on. And so it was like, I love you. Enjoy your life. I gotta go make mine right again. And maybe I'll see you on the road in the future. Who knows? Or you'll see me somewhere. Who knows? So anyways, so yeah, just good morning. I'm going to start freaking doing this again. I know I said this like 100 times before, but seriously, I'm not freaking joking. I bought this DJI gimbal, DJI Osmo Mobile. Pretty cool. And I want to use it to make high quality content. What? No. Okay. Okay, sorry. I should just spend a lot more time freaking playing with this thing. And, or even just a little bit of time writing down maybe a list of 5 things I want to talk about. Because when I was talking with my friend about talking about this, like, man, I got a ton of trauma I could talk through to my viewers, to my YouTube videos. But I got a million of those for why not to. But what good is that going to do for anybody? Not do any good for me, clearly, because I don't know if you can tell by the way I talk now what I'm talking about. It's like, what are you talking about? Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It's not just a word salad, is it? I feel like that's might be what it is. But just make a list of things that I wish I knew then that I know now, or what might be, a common complaint of people with MS. Not true. I did whatever on LLM, whatever large language model I asked. I was like, what is the number one complaint that people with multiple sclerosis have on the internet, as far as you can tell? And it came back and it told me that fatigue. A lot of people have a lot of problems with fatigue, and you know what? I did too. I did too. Not only was that fatigue caused from the pain that I'm carrying around, that whatever I was carrying around, I don't like talking about it, so I said it once and you heard me. If you didn't hear me, go back to the beginning of the video and we'll talk about the pee problems. Yeah, it feels so weird to say. Jesus. Rice. Cheese and rice. So, fatigue. How do I deal with the fatigue? I mean, mental, cognitive fatigue, still pretty slow, maybe kind of dumb. I think that also has to do with self-isolation. Because like I said, I didn't want to bring whatever I was going through down on my friends' lives. Like they're freaking growing up and getting married and having kids and whatever, but I can't do that. It's like, no guys, don't go do that because I'm in pain. I have a doctor's appointment, so don't you understand? I don't want to do that. So I didn't do that. And then just letting them go away. With that lack of social interaction, really stop learning how to talk to people. Stop knowing how to words to talk to. You don't talk so good. When you're talking to yourself, everything sounds all right. Like, does it though? So, that's why I'm here now. Because I want to try to keep freaking learning to talk and talk better and good and maybe help somebody. Maybe somebody who's also has RRMS and they just don't know what to do about it. I can't say what you ought to do because you are you and I am me. So very, very different. Our neurological systems are different. Like all the freaking nerves running through our body. Very different. Also, the way that MS affects your nerves is very different than how it affects my nerves. Like your fatigue is going to look very different from my fatigue. Like your cognitive, mental fatigue. Yeah, some people cannot talk very clearly. Maybe that's me. I don't know. I'll have to watch this and see how I sound. But again, yeah, I was saying that the only thing that I'm really into now is going to the gym. I can't help but go to the gym all the freaking time. That's my job. Outside of, my job is trying to correct my MS. That's what I feel. And like inside, that just came up from inside of my head. So I don't know if that was a message from the spheres. See? Look at this, fucking retarded. Like, what am I talking about? I was talking about something. I think I was on a good roll too until I started talking about the spheres, whatever that is. Oh, God, whatever thoughts God put into my head. I think there was a reason that I even wanted to do this. And I think it may have been a little seed planted in my head. Maybe God being like, yo, bro, go do some work. Go bring people up. Because just a lot of sad people out in the world, a lot of hurting people. So you get on there and you can tell them about you're sad and you're hurt and how you dealt with it and how you got up and carried on anyways. And that'll help maybe. Yeah, because I freaking love talking to people. I mean, I have no problems going out on the street and just approaching a random stranger and maybe asking a random, yo, you got a cigarette, or whatever the case. I have no problems talking with people. I love people. And this is no different, really, than going out into the street and talking to somebody. Except it is very different. Just sitting in front of your freaking phone camera and talking to, well, myself. I'm looking at myself. But it is like going out and to talk to people in the real world. Because this is reality now. Like YouTube, it's real. It's very, very real. Like a lot of people are having a lot of great success on YouTube. Just my I freaking misstep, my faux pas, my goof, that I went to college thinking that was going to get me a good job. And sure, it could have. It could have. I went to college for environmental technician, so I could be going around testing dirt and remediating, reclaiming the land that had been whatever messed up from. Say when I was working for that brief period of as a environmental student, we did a lot of remediation work on like gas stations. We'd have to go and inspect the soil to make sure there was no leaks, and if there were leaks, we'd have to again deal with it, dig out the old soil and put in new soil and make it clean. And yeah, that was not what I had in mind for environmental technician. Mind you, I did not even know what I was really getting into. I kind of just went to college because I was freaking out because I was like, oh no, I have a job, but I just lost my job. And I had a car, I had insurance payments coming up, and I needed to get some money somehow, really quick, fast. So I went to the college and sat down with whomever, and they're like, yeah, you don't have money? You don't have any money? That's okay. We will get you some money. Just do this application. And it seemed all right. And then 10 years later, it's like, okay, let's go to work. And I get here, and it's like, nope, you can't go to work. You're sick. You're a sick boy. So I didn't go to work. I just stopped working. No, sorry, I said that too quickly. I'm just talking without thinking, really. I worked after my diagnosis. I kept working. I was working in a whatever labor position. I was working in construction. I think I did most all the trades, from HVAC to plumbing, like cribbing. Sorry, that's HVAC, plumbing, carpentry, and I think that was it. Just the 3 trades. Then I went back into sales, retail sales. I went to the liquor store and was selling liquor for I think 6 months, and I was like, this is not doing any good and getting me any better. Or like I had to self-identify. I was like, okay, what am I eating? Garbage. It wasn't garbage. It was delicious. It was delicious. What was the place where I was eating from? Basically, it was just freaking whatever. I was eating out the whole time. I wouldn't just make lunch and bring it to work. No, I'd eat. I think my job was close to Famoso Pizza, so I ate a lot of Famoso Pizza. Also, there's this there's a noodle joint. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I ate a lot of that. A lot of noodles and pizza. And so it was at that I was like, oh my god, am what I eat. And this probably is not the healthiest in repairing damaged CNS. For those of you who are new here, CNS is short for central nervous system, which is the part that is messed up. And not, I mean messed up. By messed up, I mean that's what's that's what has been attacked in my body. My immune system has gone in. Activated T cells has gone to attack basically my nerves, my freaking central nervous system, from my spinal cord to my brain. Not the nerves directly, but the myelin that's protecting the nerves. So when you think of any electrical cable, this rubber, it's like the myelin on our brains. See, without this here, like it just wouldn't work right, as is the case with multiple sclerosis. And where was I going now? Oh my gosh, I just got to rambling. Oh yeah, talking about why I stopped working. Because the crap that I was eating, delicious crap, but still not healthful. So yeah, here we are. I started eating better, a lot better. And even more recently, because, well, I still kept going to the gym for as long as I've been diagnosed with MS. Like, before I was in pain, I was in just a lot of pain. I was going to the gym. But now, like I said, I had that cystolithoscopy or whatever. Lithocystos, lithocystoscopy. That's the word. It takes me a few times sometimes. Um, Frig. Yeah. So hey, yeah, this is my first video in a super long time. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's gotten into me. Again, no problems talking to people. I'm not shy or anything. I do think I carry around a lot of shame because it's like, well, I went to college, so I should be doing these wonderful things. I should be married, should have children, should have a car, should I though? I want to say I think I'm in the right spot. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be and to do exactly as I'm meant to do. And so far as I can tell, that is to talk to you. And yeah, lift your spirits, encourage you, bring you up. Like, I mean, assuming you have multiple sclerosis, because otherwise, why would you be watching this? Oh, I can't wait to get to the gym. It's Friday today, so that's Armageddon. It's arm day for me. Last day at the gym was yesterday. It was leg day. That's always a burn. Probably because my legs are super weak because I've been sitting on my butt for a lot of years now. I say that because I lost count of the years. Not since 2015, but maybe longer. Maybe not quite as long. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter really. It's just your muscles will die if you don't use them. So that's why I'm super, super passionate about going to the gym. And yeah. Also, another benefit of going to the gym is if you go to the gym and put in any physical exertion, your body will start to produce what's known as BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So your brain will start making brain cells or neurons or whatever, which is exactly what I'm looking to correct. I'll fix my neurons or whatever, make more neurons. And yeah. So BDNF, also endocannabinoids. When you start working out, you're gonna get into, I've heard it referred to as a runner's high. You might have experienced this before if you're running at all. BDNF and endocannabinoids. That's my main drive for going to the gym. Also, to not lose my muscles. So, but maybe grow muscles. Even though I'm kind of old now, never thought I'd live to be 40. That's right, just this year, last March, I turned 40. How scary is that? Oh. Scary and exhilarating. Really, because I remember when I was a young kid, couldn't do anything but not wait. I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to go stay up past 9 o'clock. Can't wait to drive a car. Can't wait to get a job. Can't wait to work. Can't wait to go to college. I hit that goal. I graduated college. Did not a lot for me because, oh well, I'm not working in the field that I studied. So that's kind of a big letdown. But it's an experience. It's an experience, and I don't think that there's any kind of letdown in an experience. I mean, even think of movies. You experience a movie, but what do you get from it? A bit of entertainment and experience. Just see, just to observe. Yeah, stupid. I needed to make some more coffee, obviously. My brain is not waking up yet. So I promise these will get better. These will get better as I get better. No, I spent too many years healing. It's now time to get back to work. It's been too long since I last worked. And if I don't start now, then I'll end up dying before I end up doing it. And I mean, where I'm living on now, disability, that's gonna run out in maybe 20 years. So I gotta figure something out within that time to make sure that I can still do this and go to the gym and have somewhere to live and love outside of my disability. So that's just a short hello, little quick chat. I think this is the longest video I've ever freaking made. 25 minutes, wow. So I'm sorry, it's just all over the place, very static or dynamic. I don't know, whatever word. But again, it'll get better. I promise you it'll get better. I'm still doing my studying, and I'm gonna start writing again, even journaling, because that was another thing that I lost. I don't even know when I lost that, because I left my journals in maybe my grandmother's attic when I was in Ontario, and I didn't bring them back, so I can't even look and be like, oh, the last time I wrote was in 2000 and wow. Doesn't matter. It's just what you do now, what I do now. And what I'm doing now is not gonna lay down and be like, oh, okay, well, come on, Death, let's get it done. No, there's still much more to do. Still so much more to do. Until next time, I love y'all. Thanks a lot, and we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.